everybody. Sorry. Hello, Void Dweller, G-chan, Zarmegas, T, Mystery Theater. Wow, we got a lot of people early today. Welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble. For the sorry for the bit of a well, this isn't delayed, but yesterday we didn't have Rose Gun days because I got sick, as you can probably hear. I have a bit of it left, so voices for today are probably going to be a bit spotty, but fortunately, thanks to the nature of 428 Shibuya Scramble, what content remains in it, that shouldn't be too much of an issue, since these side stories seem to be very narration heavy. Sorry. I came down with a thing that destroyed my voice for 2 days. And there was no point in streaming if I sounded like, sorry. Oh God, I hope you didn't hear that too much. So anyway, while I was sick, I also went ahead and did a certain thing. And that certain thing is unlocking all the bad endings. You can see all y'all did a spectacular job of guiding me to interesting ones when I was going to get enough bad endings to get 50, because most of the ones that I had left over were pretty much minor variations of things I had already seen. Like, say if one person gets blown up, then another person will also get blown up, like, due to that. But we just didn't see them all. We went back and fixed the issue without actually seeing it. So, yeah, a lot of them are very redundant. There were a couple that did seem a bit interesting and added some content. But, if you want to learn about those, I wrote them. I made a couple of notes about them in the Discord. But for the most part, the most part of this Let's Play, of that experience, really, really redundant. Hilarious, Armingus. So anyway, that's enough of that. What we got to do now is check out the last 5 of these, and then a whole bunch of shit. Special episode 18. And I don't even have to look at the in-game ends because I'm using a walkthrough. Because, seriously, this game is... a lot of it is about... Oh yeah. That's just me. Just making sure everything is okay in the game itself. Just making sure the ending was working fine, that I'd reset the timeline to its natural state before I fuck it up again. Okay, Osawa's Path, 1235. Option A. Oh God, it's this thing. Son of a bitch. Oh, remember this one? Remember this one? God. Let's see. Calling the police. Interesting. Okay. And now this means we switch to Kano. Wait a minute. Let me just move forward a bit. Let me just make sure this took. See.
Look, I'm calling the police.
He said. Yeah, y'all can still view my Discord Let's Play of Higurashi, the first 6 episodes of Higurashi. It's on the it's archived on the Discord if y'all want to read it. So yeah, if you're feeling nostalgic for how this all started. He took his cell phone from his pocket.
No, don't, please. I just need somewhere safe right now.
Oh, it's that.
No, don't, please. I just need somewhere safe right now. I'm not sure what I could possibly do. Well, nothing, I guess. Never mind, I understand.
Oh, that's that guy saying it.
Well, nothing, I guess. Never mind, I understand.
The man bowed quickly to Usawa and then grabbed his daughter by the hand and ran off. Okay, and she just rounded the corner. See a guy and his daughter. We know who that is. Okay, we saw this. Okay, so it's Kano at 12:40. Yeah, it's this bad end here. Okay, yeah. And which screen is it? It's the one where Kano shouts, "Wait up." It's this screen, but because the game is being an asshole, I can't... Okay, fine. I don't know why it just, like, decides some screens you can skip to, and others you can't. That seems to defeat the fucking purpose. Remember this ending that we saw so many times? Oh, I'm sorry, Sarmagus. Yeah, that's happened to me with people before. Remember Sasayama? Remember when we thought he was going to be important? There's so many things like in this game that it just kind of dropped a bit. Okay, yep, there we go. This is the scene we hold it on. And because this guide uses the PS4 version, I guess. I forget which button to press besides the arrow key direction. So we're just gonna have to wait and let this camera pan over. I'm just gonna get a lozenge. Just gonna get a lozenge. Sorry, the Wii version. This out, but the guide is for the PlayStation version. Oh wait, there it is. Escape of all keys. Right. Escape. Right. There we go. Hana. Okay. Awesome. I'm just gonna get a lozenge. I will be right back. God damn it, I ate them all. Fucking hell. Oh well, I'll just have to power through it. Perhaps growing up means having to give up some things.
It's no fun playing with you, Hana. Go home.
She'd probably never be able to forget those words, even when she had grown to adulthood. Hana Toyama loved playing hide and seek. None of her friends could find her when she was hiding. And the rare occasion when she was it, she found everyone surprisingly fast. When it came to hide and seek, Hana was the best of the best. One might say that she had an exceptional talent. In time, however, that talent turned to resentment. Her outstanding knack for the game made hide and seek pretty boring. No one could find her when she was hiding, and nobody stood a chance of hiding from her when she was it. And how could that possibly be fun for anyone? It's no fun playing with you, Hana. Go home. Anyone whose best friend said something like that would feel pretty wounded. How about I go easy on you then? Hana said to her pal Rico. I don't want anyone to go easy. We'll have more fun if you're gone, so just go home. I don't know why they're still considered friends if they're talking to her like this. More like classmates. Yeah, after that, Hana didn't play with her friends anymore. Yeah, I don't know why it's the narrative is calling them her friends when they're clearly not friends. They're just classmates and they play together in the yard because they're available. Jeez. If she could bear up alone, she thought, the rest of them would enjoy themselves more. And besides, she never wanted to hear anyone tell her to go home again. Her father never made it back from work until late in the night. This left Hana to spend long afternoons and evenings by herself at home. Around this time was when she started writing poetry to help fill in that time. But as for her hide and seek aspirations, those took a sharp turn one day at lunchtime. Oh man, this kid who just transferred into class next door is amazing! Shibuya, one of the more excitable boys in Hana's class, was pressed up close against the classroom window. Man, look at how awesome his reflexes are! He pointed out into the schoolyard. Oh, God. The cat activated the Roomba. The boys from the class next door were playing dodgeball. One of the teams was down to just a single player. Oh, wow. The new kid's the last one on the left. Last one left. The opposing team was doing its best to pelt the new student with rubber balls. He managed to avoid them all with nimble ease. Shibuya wasn't the only one held captive by the new kid's performance. Soon a whole flock of school children had crowded up to the window. Caught up in the flow of the crowd, Hana found herself standing by the windowsill. I hear he was hide-and-seek champion back at his old school, Shibuya said. Hana perked up. Did he say he can find anyone in under 5 minutes? The classroom let out a collective wow of astonishment. Getting in under the 5-minute mark was pretty impressive. For Hana to get a similar time, she knew she'd need to go all out. I hear he's going to make himself a hide-and-seek legend here at our school, too, Shibuya chirped. No, he can't, Hana shouted before she could think better of herself. The classroom fell silent at her abrupt outburst. He can't be hide-and-seek champion. That's my title. Hana could be stubborn in her own way. She wasn't going to let someone else win the title of hide-and-seek champ if she wasn't part of the games. But Hana couldn't ask to play hide-and-seek with the other kids anymore. What a quandary. Putting her foot down now wasn't going to do any good. Maybe you want to let him know that, Hana? This time it was not. Oh, that was Rico. God damn it. Maybe you want to let him know that then, Hana. This time it was none other than Rico who had spoken. Let's play hide and seek again. We can invite the new kid to play. Hana could hardly have asked for a better suggestion. All right, I'll go up against the new kid. Hana's eyes gleamed with an almost feral determination. The competitive spirit that she'd locked away had escaped into the open. And if I win, we'll know who the real hide-and-seek champion is. What's that kid's name? Whoa, go Taro! That was amazing, Taro! It was Shigeo, face pressed against the window, calling out unthinkingly. Taro. Dinkelberg. Several days later, the children assembled at the park after school. Hana and Taro, along with Shigeo and Rico, because hide and seek with two people is pretty stupid, stood in a circle.
I've heard about you,
Taro said with a challenging sneer.
Hana, huh? Pfft, what a dumb name, meaning flower.
That's rich coming from someone named Taro. Hana shot back. Okay, let's do this fair and square, guys, Rico said, keeping her tone nice and reasonable. Shigeo could hardly contain his excitement. Oh, this is gonna be so cool! Blah! The rules were simple. When Rico or Shigeo were it, whoever was able to stay hidden longer, Hana or Taro would win a point. If either Hana or Taro were it, blah, the other would win a point if they managed to be the last player found. Taro snickered.
Try not to cry when I win, okay?
You might want to start thinking of excuses for when you lose, Hana replied. The four used rock, paper, scissors to determine who would be it. There was a long series of ties, I would imagine, with four people. Each time, Shigeo would blurt out, "Oh, wow! Gee, golly willikers!" Hana was just about to suggest that they split into two groups of two when the stalemate broke. "Oh, wow!" Shut up, Shigeo. Shut up, Shigeo.
Shut up, Shigeo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shigeo alone had thrown something different, and so he was it. It was time for the first round. Hana employed a hiding while moving tactic, skillfully shifting position to stay in Shigeo's blind spots. She didn't sense Taro anywhere nearby. While she stayed hidden, wondering just where he could be, a rock came hurtling through the bushes right in front of her. Whoa! Taro plays dirty! Hearing the rustling sound, Shigeo came running in Hana's direction. "Oh, wow! I found you, Hana! Ah!" Shigeo's voice broke into falsetto as he shouted. "Wait, did Taro do that? You cheating bastard!" Hana huffed to herself, still vexed by the rock. "Nobody vexes me." Hide and seek became a much more complex affair after a player had mastered a few tricks. Hana's hiding while moving technique was one of them. Another such trick was to throw a rock far away from yourself in order to draw the seeker's attention away. Taro must have done that, and the side effect was that Hana had gotten caught. Hana could tell that she wasn't going to be able to coast through the competition. If she'd let her guard down, she'd wind up losing. She had to change her approach. Victory would be hers. She was not going to give her up her spot as the school's hide-and-seek champion. A new fire burned in her eyes. It was time for the second round. Once again, Shigeo rounded it after losing rock, paper, scissors. Things were quite different than they'd been in the first round. Right from the outset, Hana and Taro resorted to rock throwing. Shibuya was easily misdirected by the sound of stones landing here and there. "Come on, guys, this is dangerous," Riko exclaimed, standing up from the grass after a rock whizzed by her, and winding up the first to get caught. Soon afterwards, a clumsy misstep on Taro's part settled the round. He was about to throw another rock when he accidentally stepped on a dry stick with a loud crack. "Found you, Taro! Wahoo!" Now it's 1-1. After that, the competition began to steady back and forth between the two. With each new round, the winner and loser kept switching off, with no clear victor emerging. Shibuya and Riko were starting to get fed up with things, so decided the next round would be the winner-take-all to settle the match. It's weird how there's no background music in a lot of these. "No way am I gonna lose," Hana vowed inwardly. One final round. Taro was it. Sorry. Taro closed his eyes and began counting. 1, 2, 3. The others scattered at once. Hana quickly hid herself in the bed of a truck parked along the road that bounded one edge of the park.
8, 9, 10.
Taro finished counting and stood up. Just then, the truck's engine revved up. Huh? The truck took off with Hana still on board. Oh my god. Continued in Teruo Toyama's episode. Oh wow, we got ourselves a two-parter. I hope that's the next one. Oh wow, I was wondering that was going awfully long for just one part. Okay, let's go. Alright, first things first, let's get the timeline back on track. There we go, okay? Now we're gonna be back to normal. Let's check our handy dandy strategy guide to see. It's another one that's in a bad ending path. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mystery Theater. God, that must have been terrifying. If we're talking about serious injuries we had as kids, I went to the hospital twice for like a month, and when I was 10, and then 2 weeks when I was 12 for pneumonia both times. I have weak ass lungs. Oh jeez. But that's okay because I really love my time at the hospital. It's better than being in school. Oh, jeez. They had the most delicious pizza ever. Seriously. Okay, so 1340 Maria's Path. A.
It's time I skin this cat. I need every rid of the costume, whatever it takes. I will do it. I'll get rid of this costume, and then a psycho will be able to use it and kill people. Time to go to the Knick-Knack Paddywhack shop.
Achi, 1350. When it says you think that's someone with the theater troupe. And of course, I can't just get to it. Oh god, it's the one with the Psycho Kitty. I forget who was even in that costume. Was it Toteno? Like, because if it was Toteno, then he wouldn't have hurt Achi. Was it Kiryu? We were never exactly told who was in this costume. Although maybe we were and I just forgot.
Death Tama arrives. Time for Death Tama.
Oh yeah, it is Toteno. It is Toteno. Okay. Because of the leg. Yeah. God damn it, I went too far. Oh, fuck. God damn it, I went too far. I'm so sorry. Jeez. Yep. I don't understand why it's gonna it lets me fast forward to some panels and not on others.
Death Tama arrives again. This time, don't miss a collider.
I could barely do the Lammy D voice. There we go. Okay, it's this screen here. Okay. Right, escape, 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 right, escape. There we go. Oh! Okay, we're not going to see it right away. I forget who this even is. Wait, who is this guy again? I have no idea who this is. They're really stretching for side characters now. Oh my god, is this the guy in the cat suit? No, it can't be. It's gotta be Toteno. Right? Oh god. Speaking of cats. God, it's so fucking loud.
I see you almost every day, it feels like. I wonder if you're aware of that. No, I'm certain you haven't noticed me. You're probably no more aware of me than you are of a stone on the side of the road. But I can't just sit here and say nothing. Not any longer. Please go out with me. I'm very serious. Please give me your response. Your secret admirer.
As he finished his love letter, Okado let out a deep breath. After hours of racking his brain, he'd succeeded in spewing his honest feelings on the page. The letter might have made him come off as sounding like a stalker, but hey, that was part of the charm. Oh, God. The important thing was that she knew how... Another typo. How strong his feelings were. Okada worked at a convenience store close to Shibuya Station. A month prior, he'd happened to meet a young woman out in front of the shop, and he'd fallen for her at first sight. She didn't have the bearing of an office worker. She must have been a college student, he decided. After that first encounter, she came by nearly every day at 12:15 p.m. to buy lunch. A raisin sandwich and a coffee milk. That was her usual. On the rare occasion that she bought strawberry milk instead, Okada was worried that something bad might have happened. But despite their regular meetings across the counter and the yearning looks he always gave her, theirs remained the relationship of employee and customer. Love letters are cute in when like for young kids, but like and like teenagers, like things like that, and like young teenagers. But the older you get, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like the older you get, especially somebody at this age, like especially in modern times, like because in olden times, back when they didn't have like electronic correspondence, I guess it'd be a more common thing, but like it's something that's okay for younger, like young teenagers and stuff like that. But like as you get older, it's kind of weird. Yeah, exactly, Ji-chan. Despite their regular meetings across the counter and the yearning looks he always gave her, theirs had always remained the relationship of employee and customer. Resolved to change that, Okada had decided to pen the love letter. He needed to become a man before his 23rd birthday. Ooh, that's not a good motivation. You should fall in love to find love. You shouldn't fall in love because you like have a fucking quota to maintain. Now the issue was timing. When should he hand over the letter? She give it to her when she came to the register to pay? Oh yeah, totally, Ji-chan. Exactly. No, that was too risky. If the man just spotted her, he'd be for a world of trouble. She'd go after her once she'd left the shop then? No, that was a no-go too. If he led the register unmanned, he could wind up getting fired for it. What was the right move then? As he pulled at his hair, trying to think of something, he was hit with a flash of inspiration. When he was bagging her items, he could slip the letter in along with them. That way it wouldn't draw unwanted attention from the manager to the other customers. See, this is kind of creepy because he barely knows her. Like, he's not exactly like, if he was a co-worker or something and he left it on her desk, like, it would be different. But, like, he's just literally some guy that sees her. He barely even knows what she's like. He basically just thinks she's hot. Like, yeah. I don't know where this is going to go. Like, he knows nothing about her, and his motivation is kind of skeezy too. He did a little dance there in his room, rather pleased with his idea. And soon enough, the time came for him to put his plan into action. Okada had been acting nonchalant all through his morning shift. He greeted customers in a more lively tone than usual. There was even a legitimate note of appreciation when he told them thank you after they were done shopping. And then she came into the shop. The place was bustling with customers who'd come in to buy lunch. The young woman arrived right on schedule. With a raisin sandwich and coffee milk in hand, she walked over to the register counter. It was only then that Okada realized the flaw in his plan. The shop had 2 registers. There was only a 50-50 chance that she'd queue up at his.
This one. Come to this line.
Okada tried to guide her with his thoughts, but the young woman got in the line for the other register. Ah, well, it's not much, but I guess I'll grab one of these triangle packs of milk. Oh, that was a dude. A man in a trench coat picked up one of the small beverage packages and approached Okada's register.
Maybe I should give up for today and try again tomorrow.
But no sooner had the thought come than another voice welled up within him.
Why do you always give up so easily? Are you going to be satisfied just gazing at her from afar forever? Does you want to change your life? Isn't that why you wrote the love letter in the first place?
The fires of determination blazed forth in Okada's eyes.
Whoops, I tripped.
He blurted a bit too obviously, bumping into the cashier next to him. Oh my god, the impact sent the money inside the register scattering across the floor. His co-worker grumbled in irritation as he bent down to start picking up coins. His ruse had been a success.
Pardon me, Okada called out. Next customer in line, please.
The young woman switched over to the line for his register. The plan was back on track. Yeah, I would avoid the store, honestly. The man in the trench coat stepped to the counter. Okada was a mask of calm as he scanned the barcode for the customer's milk.
By the way, I have one question,
the man said.
That'll be 105 yen.
The young woman was in line right behind this guy. Same as always, she didn't look Okada's way.
You guys still sell strawberry milk here?
Okada took the man's money.
Exact change, I see.
He looked over and saw that the young woman had a usual raisin sandwich and coffee milk in hand. He's probably her boyfriend.
I used to be a huge fan of that stuff, you see.
Thank you very much, sir. Next customer.
Soon she would be right in front of him. The bag with the love letter inside had already been prepared, there underneath the counter. All he needed to do was slip the raisin sandwich and coffee milk inside, and it'd be mission accomplished. Yeah, Ji-chan, totally. I'm sure he's an okay dude overall, but yeah, this is not a good look for him.
Your total comes to 284 yen,
Okada said with a slight lilt. He's ignoring his question. The young woman flashed a faint smile. She pulled out a 1,000 yen bill from her wallet. All right, this was it. Okada went to grab the bag with the love letter inside. Oh, that's all right, the young woman said. I don't need a bag.
Whoa!
Okada stammered like a complete imbecile.
But without a bag, you're stuffed.
The woman unslung a bag of her own from under her arm. It was a reusable, eco-friendly shopping bag like they have now.
A reusable bag? But when? How come all of a sudden you put
The woman smiled brightly. I care an awful lot about the environment. She placed the item she'd purchased into the bag, then briskly departed the shop. Okada crumpled the love letter in his hand and let out a big dreary sigh. That was it? Was this guy even in the fucking story? What? What was the point of that? That was like... What? That's it? Okay, enough of Demon Tama. Let's get the timeline back on track. Yeah, Mystery Theater, that certainly was a story. It sure did exist. Okay, I did not figure out who the woman was, Zarmegas. I guess it's either Itomi or Maria, I'm guessing. Or it could be Miku, or even like Shiri, I don't know. There was no defining feature that, yeah, exactly, Chi-chan, that I could pick up on there. Okay, next one. Kano's Path, 1420A. I hate that so many of these are in bad endings. Like, how would anyone find this normally? Oh yeah, this is where they corner Sabretooth here. Now, let's see. Oh wait, no, that didn't affect shit. Was that the wrong one? Probably was. It was probably this one. Yep. Oh, that's a choice I never even picked. Okay. Oh! Interesting. I see Zarmegas. Okay, so that was Hitomi. Okay. Okay, it was Hitomi. I thought it had to be Hitomi or Maria. I heard their conversations about the environment. Right. Oh, that's sweet. So it's kind of telling us that, I guess that they got together some more. I hope so, at least. So jump to Osawa at 1420. And when it shows him imagining bodies. Okay. So imagine bodies dropping. Okay. It's right here, but again, I can't get to it because it won't fucking let me. All right. By the way, I don't know if you guys realize this. During the regular game, I had literally found all but one of Osawa's bad endings. Like, I only had missed one of Osawa's bad endings, and I made a note of it on the Discord, the one that I missed. It was having to do with the bug finder going haywire, and before Kajiwara could tell him that it was broken, he got all crazy because it wouldn't shut off, and it was going all like,
The floorboards, the floorboards!
it's like, you know, going full Edgar Allan Poe, and it ended with him like going crazy there. Alright, so let's see. So yeah, that was one of the interesting ones that, very few interesting ones that I missed. I'll tell you about another one the next time we're going through these things. Here we go. Okay. Right, escape. Right, escape, escape, escape. There we go. Wow, they are really stretching for side characters here. They are really fucking stretching. There's only 2 more after this, and we already know what one of them is. Could you believe that one of them is in Suzune's side story? The last one is in Suzune's side story, if you can believe it. But, oh my god. Anyway, here's some Chinese. Ni hao. Welcome to Imabiki Chinese Restaurant. I'm Masai Takei. I work here. Oh, what's that? You think that's a strange name? Yeah, I guess you're right. It is a weird name. Imabiki Chinese Restaurant. So it's kind of a long story. But there was this video game called Imababikiso. It involves a mysterious drug called Vision that causes you to be cursed by a woman in black when you take it. And, okay, it's a long story. I'll quit while I'm ahead. Anyway, the point is that there was this game called Imabikiso, and the restaurant opened to commemorate its release. Oh, those things, those kind of pop-up cafes happen all the time in Japan. Like for specific anime or video game releases, they stay for about like 6 months and stuff. I always wish I could go to one of those things. Like they have like dishes that kind of loosely fit a theme of the character. There was one for Arc Knights as well. I wish I would have been able to see it. Anyway, the point is that there was this game called Imabikiso, and the restaurant opened to commemorate its release. A lot of the menu items tie in with the game. So let me introduce you to the mysterious charms of Imabiki Chinese Restaurant. Here, have a cup of oolong tea. You can sip on that while you listen. The food here is cooked using a closely guarded 4,000-year-old Chinese technique known as the Huajiao charring method. China is said to be home to 8 great regional cuisines, and so the menu is divided into 8 broad sections. But each of these is cooked using the Huajiao method to bring out unique and striking tastes. I really wish my significant other was awake so I could know how to pronounce that correctly. Huh? You want to know more about the Huajiao method? Huajiao. Oh, god damn it. Okay, I shall tell you part of the ancient secret. So if you burn something just right, you can get this nice tasty crunch. But if you burn it even a tiny bit too much, it becomes a nasty inedible mess. And so then you screw it up and it's like you have to retoast the food away. The Huajiao method isn't like that. It involves charring the ingredients so until they're pitch black. Huh? Why are you giving me that look? You don't think food like that could possibly be edible? Well, just hear me out until the end, alright? The offerings on our menu are things that most everyone should be familiar with. Sweet and sour pork, pot sticker, shumai, green pepper steak, stir-fried shrimp and chili sauce, Peking duck. All pretty typical examples of Chinese food, right? But here at Imabiki Chinese Restaurant, we char all of these dishes until they're truly full of flavor. How could anyone possibly eat that? You can even choose whether you want your charring done rare, medium, or well done. If it's charred, is there a difference? Oh, I see. She's going to explain it. Well done makes the food look like a burnt lump of charcoal, provides an exceptional texture and aroma. Try it once and you'll be hooked. I'll bet you want to swing by a restaurant every day. The secret to making everything so delicious are the herbs we use, which are an essential part of the Huoja method. I don't know if this is real or not. These herbs are extremely rare. People who taste them say it's like they've been transported to another world. What herbs are these, you ask? That's a trade secret, I'm afraid. Oh, I can't wait for you to try some. Once you've had them, I'm sure you'll never forget. We've had a lot of regular customers. And a lot of students from nearby universities come here as well. Oh, and what perfect timing. Here's one of our regulars now, Hiroki Makimura. I don't know who this guy is. Was he in the game before too? Don't be like that, Hiroki. Say something.
Ever since eating here, everything I eat or drink has this bitter taste. I want to die.
See? What did I tell you? Eating here gets you hooked.
And it isn't just bitter flavors. Lately, I can see everything.
Huh? What was that? Oh god, yep, now it's getting all terrifying. This restaurant is a fucking SCP.
The woman in black. I can see her.
Well, let's let him finish mumbling as he finds his way to his seat. Hiroki's looking a bit unwell today. Look, here another one of our regulars now. This is Masato Watanabe. Mind sharing a word or two with us, Masato? Oh my god, yep. This is a fucking SCP.
Rather than obtain sublime pleasure, the woman in black will burn you to your very bones.
Well, I'm not sure what that all means.
We're going to die. You, me, our twisted bodies.
Never mind these eccentricities. Since the food here seemed around a horror game, the customers tend to get in the spirit of things is all. Anyway, don't look so nervous. Let me show you to your seat. What? You look like you have something you want to say. Huh? You think I'm hiding something? I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd notice. That's all right, though. I'll tell you everything I've been keeping from you. Like I said, make sure to hear me out until the very end. And then you will be cursed. Cursed just like Hiroki and Masato. I'm just messing with you. Did I spook you? There's no need to worry. Of course, you're not going to get cursed. Because you see, you already are. Damn, that was awesome. Oh, it's not over yet. This took a turn. Wow. Oh my God. This took a turn. Don't you remember that oolong tea you drank? It was steeped with those special herbs I mentioned. I suppose now I can tell you what it's called. What you drank is tea of Imebekiso, the searing herbs of hatred. You can hear a voice, can't you? A woman's voice, dry and raspy. Go on. Sit down. Here's your seat. You're never going to escape, so you may as well accept it now. Now then, let's start over. Welcome to Imabiki Chinese Restaurant. Oh my god. Damn! That was awesome! That was motherfucking awesome! And what an appropriate one to put it in as well. Jeez. Wow. I forget how I got here. Damn. That was a sick ass short story. Holy shit. Whoa, I am still reeling from that one. Alright, Connor's Path 1420 was the thing. Damn, that was so good. I think that was the best one too. Okay, Ji-chan. Have a good sleep. I'm sorry you had to end on a scary story. Oh my god. Okay, and that was the right answer. Okay. Damn, I can't get over that one. Wow! That was so cool. Seriously, I wasn't expecting that at all. Oh my god. Seriously, wow. I agree, I think that was the best one. Yeah, and my raspy ass cold voice totally worked with that, didn't it? Oh my god. Oh my god. And here's the last one in the main story. It's another one that's in a bad ending. Maria's Path, 1430B. Then switch to Achi. Oh wow, this is one of the bad endings y'all missed. You know what? Since it's coming up, let me tell you about one of the other interesting ones. There was one where Maria found Miku being depressed about losing to her in martial arts, and they had to talk for a while. And she convinced Miku to get back into martial arts. And of course, that prevented Miku from going where she needed to be, and it was a bad ending. But I thought that was pretty cool. All right. Let's see. Yeah, there is Titano and everything. Switch to Achi, 1435. Two guys bullying some frail old man. Okay. Yeah, this is one of the bad endings that you guys missed. Well, Achi confronts the two Yakuza, and they sucker punch the old dude, Hana's father, and then they sucker punch Achi. Okay, there we go. Damn, I can't get over that last short story. That was awesome. Seriously. I really can't get over that. Like, even though that one, like, at first I was like, oh my god, what the hell? They're really stretching for characters to make short stories out of. But no, that one totally justified its existence. That was awesome. Oh, and I know since this guy is in it here, this is gonna be, this is gonna be the one that's a continuation of Hana's story. Right, escape. Right, escape. Yep. Toyama, yep. Yeah, okay, so yeah, as I thought, this is going to be the continuation of Hana's. Teruo Toyama, a man who survives on the battlefield that is journalism. The story takes place right after the founding of Heaven Publishing. In a certain high-class residential neighborhood in Tokyo, Toyama hid in the shadow of a telephone pole. An infrared camera in his hand. He eyed the entrance of the upscale Japanese restaurant across the street through the viewfinder.
Oh, I'm so sleepy.
How many days had it been now? How much time and money had he spent in getting this far? And how little did he have to show for it? He felt a pit of emptiness and despondency open up inside him. But he couldn't give up now. This was the one good lead he had to go on. Toyama had been closing in on a big scoop. There were persistent rumors about a member of the reigning political party involved somehow with the head of the Shiramine Gumi Yakuza syndicate. If the stories had turned out to be true, it could lead to a major upheaval in the government. A party that had held power for quite some time would probably fall from grace in dramatic fashion. The public wouldn't stand idly by. If it became well known that the people in the government were in bed with the Yakuza, there would be a national uproar with international repercussions. Japan's reputation on the world stage might well become mud overnight. A scandal like that probably wasn't in the country's best interest. But the alternative was surely worse. The infection needed to be located quickly and then excised.
And the only one who could expose that infection is me.
Toyama's smoldering sense of purpose blazed up once again. But this target was doing a good job of not giving himself away. Toyama was certain that a Diet member and a high-ranked Yakuza used this restaurant for their meetings, but neither had shown himself since he started his stakeout. Had word of his activities been leaked?
No, that can't be. I'll definitely come back here.
Toyama was certain of it.
Certainty.
Despite all of his waiting, he hadn't the slightest cause to click the shutter on his camera.
What are you doing?
A voice asked suddenly from behind him. Toyama whirled around to see a familiar face. It was a reporter who had written for a rival paper back when Toyama worked for the Central Times.
You want a stakeout?
Sweat beaded along Toyama's back.
Hi,
The newcomer glanced cautiously to either side before leaning in to whisper into Toyama's ear.
You're waiting on the Yakuza boss and the Diet man.
Toyama's eyes went wide.
How did you know about that?
This was supposed to be an exclusive scoop that nobody else had caught wind of.
My colleagues and I know all about it. It's too big a lead not to have heard of. But the top brass has forbidden anyone from looking into it.
Toyama's heart sank. He'd worked so hard, come so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. All just to get his hands on some info that everyone else in the business already had. And not only did they have it, they'd already decided not to publish it because of the risks involved.
I'm telling you this for your own good, Toyama. You need to drop this one. You must be joking. Do you know what will happen if I just let this slide?
Toyama wrote articles because he needed to put food on the table. But he was also motivated by a strong sense of justice. Journalism and justice had to go hand in hand.
Come on, Toyama, you're not just some upstart kid anymore.
The man frowned like a disapproving schoolteacher. Toyama bristled.
At least I'm not the one sacrificing the truth to protect the status quo. Look, if you want to make fun of me, go right ahead. I got 2 kids and a loan in the house I just bought.
Toyama practically lunged at the other fellow.
Damn it, man! Have you no sense of pride? Whoa, hey, hold on, let me finish.
The man pulled free of Toyama's grasp.
I came to find you because I had a scoop for 4-star general gossip. Huh?
Toyama stared back at him in disbelief.
I'm not allowed to write about this, but this business still has to go public, right? Wait, so you're... Yeah, I'm giving you the info I got.
He and Toyama shared a conspiratorial look.
There's a warehouse down by the docks you might want to check out.
This sounds like a trap. This sounds like a trap. Oh, God. That's where the Yakuza Mafia people go to frickin' kill people. Toyama lurked near one corner of the dockyard warehouse. A lukewarm breeze wafted against his cheek. How many minutes, no, how many hours had he been waiting? Had he gotten a bogus tip? He had half a mind to give up, but stubbornly he continued to wait. Finally, a black car approached. Toyama hurriedly slipped behind a shipping container and readied his camera. The vehicle parked near the water. The lights cut out and the engine fell silent. The windows were tinted, concealing whoever was inside. A few minutes passed, and then Toyama heard the sound of a small pleasure yacht humming across the waves. Its lights drew closer and closer, making a beeline for the car's position. The car drew up alongside the pier, and several thugs got out, scattering to secure the area. Uh-oh. The car door opened and someone stepped out. Toyama readied his camera again. Through the viewfinder, he spied the senior secretary of the Diet member he'd been investigating. If that guy were here for a meeting, there could be no doubt about who had sent him. Then someone had appeared on the deck of the boat. His suit fluttered majestically in the salty sea breeze. Toyama recognized this man too. It was the Yakuza boss's right-hand man, his chief negotiator. Toyama clicked the shutter wildly. He captured the entire scene as the secretary took one of the thug's hands, boarded the craft, and began talking to the Yakuza henchman, looking relaxed and familiar. This would be a political bombshell. The unveiling of such a major link between the government and the underworld would turn Japan on its head.
Huh?
Oh.
Huh?
One of the thugs picked up on the faint sound of the camera shutter. He began striding in Toyama's direction. The two made eye contact through the viewfinder. Uh-oh. Not a good time to get discovered. Toyama scurried away, desperate to flee the scene. He spotted a truck parked a short way down the road. There was no time to look for something better. He clambered up and hid himself in the bed of the truck. Oh my god, and he's gonna find his daughter there. A moment later, the truck's engine started and the vehicle sped away. Toyama lay huddled on his side, his eyes scrunched tightly shut. Only occasionally did he risk a glimpse at the passing scenery. The truck left the harbor and got onto the Shibuya Expressway. Then it merged onto the Tomei Expressway. That meant it was going to keep heading west, probably quite for some distance. It was indeed a good long while before the truck finally stopped. When he heard the driver get out and walk away, Toyama popped his head up and took a look around. His eyes alighted on a blue road sign nearby.
Nagoya!
Oh, this was bad. He needed to get back to Tokyo right away. Wearily, he dragged himself to his feet. As he did, he sensed something behind him. Dad.
Hana, is that you?
Somehow, Toyama's daughter was in the bed of the truck there with him.
Hana, what are you doing here?
It's a long story. I wanted to be the hide-and-seek champion.
Hide and seek? So wait, you hid in the back of this truck and then...
Hana gave a tiny nod.
Yep. But what are you doing here, Dad?
Oh, right, that. Daddy was chasing after a scoop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The two chuckled awkwardly.
Ho 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 ho. Well, first things first,
Toyama said.
we need to get home.
They climbed out of the back of the trunk and started walking.
So, did you manage to become hide-and-seek champion?
Definitely. The kid who's it still hasn't found me after all. What about you and your scoop, Dad?
Oh, I was right on the mark. Sales for the next issue of 4-Star General Gossip are going to be through the roof.
I guess that makes you champion too, Dad. Aww.
Oh, I guess you're right.
And as dawn broke over the streets of Nagoya, father and daughter walked amiably along hand in hand. Oh, that was sweet. Okay, just saved, so let's get back. Okay, so that's the last choice we have to fix in the main story. Just make sure we get it to save. Yep, here's where she meets Yanagashita.
Well, if it isn't Tama.
Okay, let's see. Oh yes, the Krusty Krab music right here.
Gee, Sponge Boy, me Bob. Welcome back.
Oh, Mr. Krabs. Wow. What a wonderful day in Bikini Bottom.
Okay, let's go. And I believe next time is How do we get to the character select screen? Okay, so that's been saved. Now we have to get to the character select screen because the final one is in Suzune's story. Thankfully, it's near the beginning of Suzune's story. It's where, oh no, it's all the way at the end. Oh god, we have to go back. Jeez. The part we're looking for is near the beginning. Okay, yep, right here. It's this screen right here, but we have to find a way to get to it. Okay, here we go. God, this story was so fucking sad. Oh god. God, this was such a tearjerker. Okay, come on, I need to get to the... Okay. Bye, Mystery Theater. Okay, very soon. Hello, OA. Welcome to the stream. And it's this page. The final one is right, escape, escape. Right, right, escape. The final side story here. Well, there's other ones too, but this is the final one at this. Oh, what is this scene? Unable to bear the sweltering heat. It's different from the other ones. I stopped out of the cafe on the outskirts of town for a little breather. It seems I've stuck my nose into something more dangerous than I thought. Oh, this is something special. It's been a month since that incident that threw Shibuya into chaos. Oh my god, is Minorikawa? Oh my god. Is Minorikawa gonna be in the Canaan anime?
And even now, here in the Middle East, I've still got the scoops coming my way.
Oh my god. That would be so cool if Minorikawa was also in the anime.
I got wind of an incident aboard a long-distance railway a few years back. Seems it involved an armed group that styles itself the Serpent. By looking into that, I might finally be able to learn the identity of a certain person of interest. The lead is a risky one, though. March into it too blithely, and I might wind up getting killed. Well, what can I do? There are people back in Japan counting on me. The exclusive scoop I landed on that attempted bioterror attack caused 4-star General Gossip to sell like wildfire, and Heaven Publishing made a spectacular comeback.
All right. Thank you for some closure on this. I'm really grateful that they have some closure on this. I would like some closure for some other characters too, like Achi and Atomi especially. But I'm so glad that they're giving closure on this plot line, because it's the only one that didn't like give a real ending.
But even so, Mr. Toyama and Chiaki are still gonna need my help. So what do I do? Do I play it safe and head back home? No. How could they depend on a man who turned tail and ran when the big scoop was right in front of his nose? And for my own part, my interest in getting to the bottom of this far surpasses my fear for my own safety. Guess I've got to take this as far as I can, until I can find out who Alphard really is. What's the real person like underneath that veil of mystery? My story isn't over until I have what I need.
Oh, that was a short one. I guess it's saying that Minorikawa is going to be in the anime, I guess. That's cool. I may not be able to open the time chart, but what I can do is go back to the title screen. Okay. Look at all these lovely special episodes done. This motherfucking thing, seriously. Oh my god. Okay. There's one, before we get into these minor two things that are called conspiracy and true conspiracy that is supposed to end the story. Get back to the main story screen. There's this weird thing called Mean Queen that we have to try to unlock. Now just let me see how I can unlock it here. Here we go, found it. Wait, and shoot, hold on, I always... have to ensure the epilogue is complete and leads to end. Interesting. Yes, here's Gordon and Alphard. It's this is what the guide is saying. I have to make sure the epilogue leads to the end. I wish I had known this before, but I think it would have been undone. God, I love this music right here. This game really went above and beyond with some of the music tracks. Like some of these, like this one and the main theme, are absolutely cinematic. I wonder if those OSTs are on YouTube somewhere. They've got to be, right? Because I love this track and the main theme especially. I just here we go when she meets up with Canaan, and there's going to be a whole big ass thing right here. Live action Canaan who doesn't have a face. I was wondering why the epilogue never reached to the end, so I guess that was because I messed with the timelines and stuff. Here we go. There is no way to skip this, I don't think, unfortunately. And the live action Canaan whose face we never see. I thought you were an anime character. So were you. Touché. You ready to do the tango? Always. Let's go. There we go. Published by Spike Chunsoft. Deedly doo dee dee. Okay, thank God he didn't play like credits again or something. Oh, it says the story never truly ends. Oh, wow. Interesting. That's quite a bold claim. Let's see what this says at the end here. It's a good thing that didn't take too long. Yep. Okay, now it got to end. Okay, perfect. All right, now let's see. Okay, so 1530 on Achi's path. And until after the van explodes. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so that's not a real to be continued. Jeez. What do you mean it went too far? Oh, just trying to get to... I went too far past the explosion. I don't care. Why did it do that? God damn it, I don't want to have to make the choice again. Really? I don't understand why I can't let you go back to every single screen. Okay. Jesus Christ. There's the bomb, ba-doom. Then blowing up. Largo part 2, whatever that said. Itomi and quote-unquote Canaan. Alright, let's just keep going. So sorry about this. So much of this is so cryptic. I wonder how anyone found it in the first place. No, I don't think I don't think I skipped past anything. Oh, this is it. Hechimarl. Here we go. Here's this new thing. There was another face to this city. When you casually gaze at the sights, amidst all the normal everyday things, there are stories that nobody has told. Let this tale of one brave fellow fighting in secret now be a secret no longer. Who is that? You're just gonna have to wait until I get back. I just have to be just a second. I'll be back in a flash. I have no idea who it is. Here we go. What the fuck? The cartoon character on Achi's shirt. What the fuck? Oh my god. Wow. What in the world is this gonna be? Huff, huff, huff. Labored breathing came from a shrub along the road where the minivan had exploded. This damage, it's way worse than I thought. Who's talking? Oh, hello, NGH. Welcome to the stream. The muttering voice was punctuated by further halting breaths, and the speaker had a name. Oh. And the keep out isn't even on the screen here. Okay, and the story's still going as normal. But it told me that I would get a keep out. That was weird. Maria's Path 1600. Oh, and it's right here. Yep. The explosion happened at Shibuya Ku, Jinan Wonsho, near the intersection of Kondori and Oregon Hill. A number of curious onlookers have flocked to the scene. Turns out there's some other individuals there as well, and it's going to be this again, right? What the fuck is this? 4 p.m. Okay. What the fuck? What the hell is going on? Seriously. Sometimes in this game, I swear they were smoking something. What the actual...
What the heck? What's going on?
Cried Big Joe, gazing up the rising plume of black smoke. A crowd of emergency workers and curious onlookers milled about the scene of the explosion, but none noticed the empty can standing by the roadside, of course. What voice should I give him? He's a coffee, so he should be cool.
Hey, Flaps.
Big Joe turned to the dumbstruck juice box sitting beside him.
What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, how am I supposed to know?
This is just... What? This is complete insanity. Okay. Flaps gave a shrug.
Although there is one thing I do know for sure.
His expression turned grim.
We've lost a lot of our friends.
It wasn't just humans who have been caught up in the explosion. A bag of recyclables near the minivan had also been caught in the blast, and all the trash inside it has been burned to cinders. Like Flaps and Big Joe, the other trash had been waiting to be brought to the recycling plant to start a new life.
Damn it. And we were all on the cusp of being reborn.
Big Joe bit his lip in frustration.
Cardboard, aluminum, old scraps. I won't forget you guys!
What in the world is... Tears of coffee streamed from Big Joe's eyes.
Big Joe!
Flaps mumbled.
Take a look at this.
Oh my god. It was a small green mass stuck to the surface of the road.
What do you think it is?
The thing was sticky and it gave off a foul stench. It pulsed rhythmically as if it were alive.
I'll tell you what it is.
Big Joe said, his mouth twisting up.
It's gross.
The green mass wriggled and writhed for a while, but eventually went stiff, as if it had stopped breathing. And then it vanished with a slop. Jeez. Damn it, why me? Why? I don't know. Another thing? A rustling came from the shrub near where Big Joe and Flaps were standing.
That Archie punk didn't even see me in here.
Oh my god. A plastic bottle hopped into view, puffing and cursing.
Hey, it's mean clean.
Oh my god. What is going on? What is this story even doing? Oh my god. The coffee can and juice box cried out as one.
What the heck is he doing here?
It's like seeing a ghost, Big Joe.
Dude,
Big Joe said to the newcomer.
they say that I retired ages ago.
Mean Clean Fish with a grimace.
Yeah, that was a plan.
Water burbled from a sizable hole in his midsection.
Dude, oh, look!
Big Joe pointed to Mean Clean's belly.
Yeah, so I went from big gulp down to double gulp. Big deal.
But the sweat was beading on Mean Clean's forehead.
Oh, good grief. Just look at me, all messed up. Whatever moron's responsible for this, I'm gonna find him and kick his ass.
Mean Clean grumbled. He stomped around with his bow-legged gait, glaring about him as he went. I can't even... What in the world?
Whoa, he seemed really pissed off.
He did always have a short temper.
Flap said.
Even back when he was a hero of Shibuya.
Once, Mean Clean had indeed been the hero of Shibuya. It had all started about 10 years before. A strange religious group had appeared on the streets, preaching while brandishing vegetables in their hands. They seemed harmless enough at first, until they were here and started going on rampages, violently scattering vegetables all over town. The discarded vegetables quickly rotted, suffusing the whole area with the stench of garbage. The Great Compost Incident, they called it. The police ramped up their supervision of Shibuya. But because unlawful dumping of garbage was only punishable with a modest fine under Japanese law, there was no way to rein in the believers' environmental terrorism. Day by day, Shibuya descended into filth. This was when a young Mean Clean stepped up. As a potential article of trash himself, he could not stand to see his city sullied so, and he was determined to do whatever was needed to protect the town. The fact that this exists in the same story as the Canaan story is just... Setting up a wild battle cry, he went about accosting the vegetable tossers one by one, picking up their strewn garbage and disposing of it properly. This glorious struggle went on for 8 years. By the time it was done, Mean Clean was tattered and worn, a shadow of his former self. That's what I thought too, Void Dweller. I thought that was just Archie's nickname. His friends, Big Joe and Flaps included, gathered around him as he prepared to meet his end.
Hang in there, Mean Clean, cried Flaps. You can make it.
Yeah, you can't die, dude.
Their earnest pleas brought a faint smile to Mean Clean's face, and with a weak voice, he whimpered his last request.
Throw me away in the bin for reusable waste. I want to be recycled when I go.
Big Joe and his other friends did as he had asked, but the fact was that 90% of plastic bottles were burned without being recycled. Even when they did get recycled, many were made into other products such as clothing, clear plastic filing folders, or vinyl rope. The odds of Mean Clean coming back as another plastic bottle were immeasurably low. After collection, Mean Clean was pulverized, processed, and worn anew as a t-shirt. He was then passed on from person to person until he met Ashi at a second-hand clothing shop. When Ashi hit the streets of Shibuya, Mean Clean was saddened and dismayed. He had shown the vegetable cult the light, but still Shibuya was not beautiful. If anything, was marred by even more trash than in the old days. It turned out the religious sect was not his only enemy. Many of the people of Shibuya were themselves responsible for dirtying their once fair city. Shibuya was overwhelmed with trash, a city with rotting. But on his own, Mean Clean could do nothing. Each time he gazed down from Machi's t-shirt, he was awash with frustration and his own impotence. Oh my god. Flap slapped an adhesive bandage across Mean Clean's abdomen.
So how'd you get your old form back?
The juice box asked. Mean Clean rubbed his midsection.
It happened during the explosion.
The detonation had propelled a fragment of the minivan's windshield right toward Aji's chest. Making a split-second decision, Mean Clean set free at the t-shirt and took the glandular apple in Aji's place. Aji escaped injury without knowing what saved him and left the scene and Mean Clean behind. Oh my god. I have a feeling that this was something they came up with as a ludicrous explanation to explain why Achi's t-shirt was different in later scenes.
However you look at it, this wasn't just an accident. However you look at it, this wasn't just an accident. Someone must have planted a bomb or something.
Mean Clean's face showed a mix of pain and anger. Half of his mineral water had spilled out. The water was effectively Mean Clean's blood. Having lost so much in one fell swoop, he was practically dead already. It was only sheer force of will that kept him on his feet.
But the person who planted the bomb isn't the issue.
Mean Clean continued.
The one I'm after is whoever plotted to kill me and Archie.
Flaps and Big Joe exchanged glances.
Dude, someone's trying to kill you?
What do you mean?
Asked Flaps. Mean Clean's face grew grimmer.
There was a second explosion. Someone was after us, no question about it.
Neither Big Joe nor Flaps had any idea what Mean Clean was talking about. Had the shock of the explosion messed up their friend's head? But Mean Clean went on, his expression entirely serious. That shard of glass wasn't going for
me and Archie, not at first. It was going one way, then its trajectory changed mid-flight. And it came right at us. That couldn't have been caused by the initial explosion. Something else exploded just an instant later, somewhere off to the side.
Big Joe listened intently, his expression vacant. He couldn't make any sense of it at all.
But that doesn't necessarily mean someone was gunning for you,
Flap said.
I mean, couldn't it have just been a coincidence?
No way.
Said Mean Clean.
Not a chance.
Who did it then?
Asked Big Joe.
And why?
That I do not know.
Who?
Flaps threw up his hands in defeat.
Still,
Said Big Joe.
now that you mention it, I did feel something back then, I'm sure of it. No, someone with murder on his mind.
He peered around uneasily. Oh my god, it's gonna be Burning Hammer, isn't it? This is long. Just then, someone came lurching by. It was an empty sake jar, well, empty of sake anyhow. He simply planted with a bonsai. The others recognized him all at once. The old fellow's name was Hooch. He was a slovenly drunkard, but also a walking encyclopedia of Shibuya, widely trusted by the trash of the city.
Been drinking this since noon again, old man.
Big Joe rolled his eyes.
Now lately I've been sick of the sweet potato shochu.
Hooch informed him, his excuse completely failing to serve its intended purpose.
It's done wonders for my bowels.
His toothless guffaws reeked of booze.
Look, there's no laughing matter. Someone's trying to kill me and Clean, and dude, you think.
Big Joe wrinkled his nose at a brand new stench.
You just let one rip, didn't you, old man? Oh, my apologies. Like I said, wonders.
As he chortled, Hooch let out another long and noisy olfactory assault.
It's been a long time, old man.
Mean Clean said. The smile disappeared from Hooch's face as his eyes slowly focused on the water bottle.
Mean Clean? I thought you went into retirement. Yeah, I'd seen too much trouble. Why are you back then? To look for more.
Hooch's expression stiffened.
There's something you gotta hear, Mean Clean. Listen well.
But Hooch didn't get a chance to finish. With a steamy hissing sound, a long, slender something came reaching down from above. It was a green tentacle.
What the what?
The tentacle wrapped itself around Hooch's body.
Old man!
Before Mean Clean could move in for the rescue, Hooch was lofted into the air.
Well, it looks just like the green thing we saw earlier.
Flap shouted and pointed. Hooch was receding into the distance. There was nothing Mean Clean and the others could do.
You will all die. You will become trash. You will circle back around. Who bear the seal?
The voice seemed to come out of nowhere, and it vanished just as quickly. Only the scent of the gas Hooch had passed lingered behind.
What the heck? What was that?
It had all happened so fast. Hooch had been snatched away before Mean Clean and the others could even react.
You will all die. You will become trash.
That's what the mysterious voice had said. Given the murderous vibes Big Joe had felt at the scene of the explosion. And the threatening voice, there was only one logical conclusion.
There's no doubt about it.
Mean Clean said.
Someone's out there is trying to kill me. No, trying to kill us.
He stared fixedly up into the sky. Afraid that they'd be attacked by the green thing again, Mean Clean and his companions decided to relocate. They needed a place with good visibility, so they couldn't be taken unawares. Somewhere a place open with a view in all directions. Someplace like the roof of a building. That's where they're gonna go next. Hello, AJ. You popped in at a very awkward time. Oh my god, somehow 428 should be a scramble. Has a side story about water bottles. A side story about living water bottles. Oh my god. Okay, Connor 1640. Oh, you don't have to apologize, AJ. I'm just saying it would be very confusing. I did really like Fata Morgana. I thought it was very, very dark. Very, very dark and very, very M-rated. AJ, if you're looking into it. But yeah, I really did. It was really good, I thought. Absolutely, AJ. Alright. When Connor showed up here, Mean Clean and his pals were on the roof as well. "15 minutes had passed since Hooch was carried off with the green thing. The trio had relocated to a rooftop, where they continued to discuss their predicament.
Detective Tatenu, what is the meaning of this?
Bring me a Tomio Sawa, and I'll let this girl go.
Why? What do you need to tell me for? This isn't like you. It's so weird. The Detective Tatenu whom I know.
Man,
Said Big Joe.
this place sure is noisy.
Not far away, two men wearing suits were having a big argument.
I'm sorry.
Flaps dipped his head in apology.
I couldn't find any place else that was safe.
Well, never mind.
Big Joe said.
Let's get back to discussion.
Right.
Flaps replied.
So what I don't understand is what that voice said. Don't you think it's strange that it told us we become trash? We are trash.
Big Joe nodded.
That is strange. I mean, we were already trapped.
Exactly what I said.
Telling us we're gonna be trash doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
I know why someone's after you, though, dude.
Big Joe told Mean Clean.
Think about it, you're the hero of Shibuya. Bad guys always go after folks who are on the side of justice.
But Mean Clean remained silent, lost in thought.
You who circle around, who bear the seal.
You who circle around, who bear the seal. What did that mean? Those phrases had to refer to them somehow. Big Joe, Flaps, Hooch, Mean Clean. What did the four of them have in common? They're all recyclable.
Please, stop this! Hurry up, bring it Tommy to me! Can't you at least tell me what's going on? Go now, and so help me, I'll shoot!
The back and forth between the two humans seemed to be approaching some sort of climax. Sure, AJ, you can send me that on Discord. These reactions. I've seen the whole game, so don't worry about spoilers for me. Just send it to me on Discord, and I'll look at it after the stream is done. I don't know who's talking here. Oh, Mean Clean.
Damn it. These guys are so loud. I was just on the verge of a flash of insight.
Mean Clean gritted his teeth as he glared at the net. Should I really jump out of this? Seriously? There'll be a jump back to Kano, but you can ignore it. Okay, good. Oh my god, the blimp is actually gonna be a thing in this, isn't it?
Hey, is that it?
Big Joe cried out, pointing at an elliptical object in the sky.
Is that the thing that attacked Tooch?
Mean Clean and Flaps looked up where he was pointing. Right away, they shook their heads and slumped their shoulders in disappointment.
No,
Flaps said.
that's just a blimp.
A blimp?
A big flying advertisement, basically.
Flaps explained proudly. I'm sorry, AJ. I'm not at 100% today. I'm getting over a bit of a cold.
They flew through the skies above the city, promoting things.
Big Joe went red in the face.
Ha! I knew that. Don't act all superior just because you know stuff.
I wasn't acting superior.
Shut up, you wimp.
Wimp?
Flaps exclaimed.
You know, there's some things that's just not nice to say.
What's with you? Acting all hide and mighty. You're just paper.
Pulp. I made a pulp, technically speaking.
As the two argued, Mean Clean's mind wandered.
You who bear the seal. You who bear the seal.
What in the world did it mean? Oh, come on. It's super obvious. He felt like he was overlooking something important. A mark. A seal. What did it mean?
Bah.
Huffed Big Joe.
Don't try and act like you're anything more than a dumb kid.
Hey, you know, Big Joe, it might do you some good to learn to be a bit more about the world if you want to get by.
The two were still at it, harder than ever now.
Alright then, smutty pants.
Big Joe pouted.
How is that blimp able to fly?
Flaps chuckled, a grin spitting across his face.
Allow me to explain. That blimp is full of a large volume of gas, specifically a non-flammable gas called helium.
A buoyant gas that makes up 0.005% of the Earth's atmosphere, used to provide lift in balloons, blimps, and dirigibles. Hydrogen gas is more buoyant, but helium is far safer because it's not flammable. some have attributed the 1937 Hindenburg disaster to the fact that American-sourced helium was rejected in favor of the hydrogen gas used in the doomed craft. It's less dense than air, thus causing the blimp to float. I don't think I could do ventriloquism, Void Dweller. I gotta move my lips when I talk, regardless of what voice I use.
Huh? I don't get a clue what you're saying.
Basically, it's filled with a gas that's lighter than air.
What's all this gas stuff you're going on about?
Are you telling me you don't know what gas is?
Flaps blinked in disbelief.
Helium, ethylene, propane.
Propane. Propane.
I can't do Hankill. Sorry. Ethylene, a gaseous hydrocarbon composed of two carbon atoms joined by a double bond. Used as a raw material for plastic, polyethylene, and the like. Lightweight and colorless, it gives off a sweet smell and is flammable. A colorless, flammable gas, heavier than air. One of the components in natural gas. It's also one product of the petroleum refining process. It is often mixed with propylene and butane and sold as LP, liquid petroleum gas.
Those are all gases that exist here on Earth. They can be lighter than air, flammable, and they're used for all kinds of things.
Big Joe appeared to be understanding less and less. His face twisted into a grimace.
Okay,
Flap said with mock patience.
I'll make it easy for you. You know what farts are, right? Well, they're gas too. Methane gas and...
Oh my god, we're still getting definitions this late into the story. A colorless, odorless gas. Oh, thanks, AJ. Oh, that's really sweet of you. Uses fuel for consumer and municipal applications. In addition to being found in natural gas deposits underground, it is also a byproduct of metabolic fermentation by methane-producing microorganisms, livestock, and other sources. Widely recognized as a greenhouse gas contributing to global climate change, methane's increased presence in the Earth's atmosphere has been deemed a major problem by researchers.
Well, why didn't you say that in the first place?
Methane is a colorless, transparent gas that's contained within farts, and it happens to be very flammable. So if you were to flick a lighter close to one of who just farts...
Flap stopped abruptly with a sudden gasp of realization.
Uh-huh, yeah, that's it.
What's it? What's what?
Asked the coffee can.
Mean Clean, Big Joe, I figured it out.
Where's this coming from all of a sudden?
Mean Clean asked, rather taken aback. He hadn't been listening to the conversation at all.
Let's go back to the scene of the crime. I think I solved the mystery of the second explosion.
Yep. Let's move on to the next part. Which is... Osawa was passed at the exact same time, 1640. Okay, here we go. Osawa is facing the camera with Kajiwara behind him. And there's some new blue text that should be here. Yeah, I'm gonna finish today. I'm not feeling tired, Void Dweller. see. Okay, where is this thing? It is Friday evening for me, yes. Oh, here's all the creepy shit right here. And there's no real way to fast forward. Here we go. It should be here. This should be the scene. Damn, you have an assignment. Here we go. Four, 2, 8. Something difficult to or impossible to explain. An enigma. You see plenty of books titled The Mystery of Such and Such and The Secret of Whatever on bookstore shelves. But when you read them, you're invariably disappointed by the mystery. Not being that mysterious after all. But never mind that. Right now, these guys have headed for the scene of the minivan bombing. Trying to solve the mystery of the second explosion. So yeah, there's only one more after this one of the Mean Clean segments, so these are, I'm glad they're nice, short, and sweet, these ridiculous segments here. The mystery of the second explosion had been solved. At Flap's suggestion, the three friends had returned to the side of the minivan blast.
Right, of course.
Flap scratched his chin and nodded as he eyed the scene.
Look, let's explain what's going on here.
Mean Clean demanded.
And no big words.
Added Big Joe. Flaps was too obviously enjoying his little detective act.
Take a look right here if you would.
Flaps pointed to the drainage ditch at the end of the street. Big Joe peered into it.
Huh? Oh, that reeks.
Smelled of rotten tobacco.
What you're smelling is hydrogen sulfide.
A gaseous compound formed of sulfur and hydrogen. It produces an unpleasant smell that irritates the mucous membranes of the eyes and nose. It is harmful to humans. Breathing in too much can kill you. It has been designated as specified offensive odor substance under Japanese law. Prolonged inhalation can damage the olfactory senses, with the risk of permanent loss of smell.
It's produced and released mainly alongside methane by food waste.
What about it?
This place doesn't usually smell anywhere near this bad,
Flaps explained.
but for some reason today it's really foul. Which means you're still following me, right?
The other just stood there, staring at him blankly.
Right. Anyway, along with a large volume of hydrogen sulfide, there's also a large volume of methane gas rising up from the ditch. So what happened, you see, is that the flammable methane from here was ignited by flames from the minivan explosion, triggering a second explosion.
The others just stood there, staring at him even more blankly.
Now, you're probably wondering how it is that I realize all this.
Hold on a second.
Mean Clean grumbled.
If what you say is true, then it was just a coincidence that piece of windshield glass came flying to Miyanachi.
Then what is the green slime monster thing?
Yes,
Flap said meekly.
that's right.
But I could tell you I sense it. Someone was trying to kill me. This was just a coincidence. How do you explain that?
Yeah.
Big Joe chimed in.
See, that was bugging me about this too.
You can't just go around.
You can't just go around saying stuff like that, Flaps.
No, but I mean.
Flap's voice faltered. He didn't have a good answer for Mean Clean's question. For a while, the three of them stood in thought. Then Mean Clean broke the silence.
So, this may sound ridiculous, but here's what I think.
He began.
We've got Flaps' seduction and the moiterous vibes I felt. We need to think of a way to make these two things fit together, somehow. If the methane gas were capable of thought.
The methane gas were capable of thought. An idea straight out of left field. Flaps and Big Joe were dumbstruck.
So you figured it out.
It was the voice they'd heard before. This time it sounded very close by indeed. Here's the boss. And yet they could see nobody else.
I was the one who controlled the blast to send that glass shard hurtling towards you. But here you are, still alive.
Where are you?
Mean Clean shouted.
You who circle back around, who bear the seal, you will become trash.
The voice repeated its eerie mantra.
Me clean, over here.
Flap shouted, pointing at the drainage ditch. Crescent-shaped eyes peered out from beneath the sewer grating. A small green mass was lurking there, wreathed in its own foul stench. From the way it wriggled slimily about, there was no doubt about it. This was the thing that had snatched up Hooch in his tendril.
Where's Hooch?
Mean Clean demanded.
That doddering old fool. He made a prime meal for my prime mass.
A moment later, something launched toward them from the drainage ditch. They rolled to a stop on the pavement. Only then did they realize that it was Hooch, or what was left of him.
Oh man, what happened to you?
Most of his jar was gone. The roots of the plant that had been potted within him now barely managed to cling to his face, holding it together. He was on death's door. Mean Clean stared daggers at the green thing.
Why are you after me? No, after us.
Do you have to sell what you eat before eating every meal?
The thing demanded, its tone dismissive.
Eating what one wishes to eat is only natural. Those who circle back around, those who bear the seal, they are little more than a nuisance. As far as our plan is concerned.
Plan?
To cover this world in garbage. To consume more and more, producing even more waste.
This has become a Captain Planet episode here.
We will forge a world where the real words reduce, reuse, recycle are heard no more. Even you so-called reusables will be discarded. You will become trash in the truest sense. You will become one with us. Be thankful.
The green thing snickered and flashed a set of jagged teeth.
Resist all you like. You are doomed to fail. As long as rotten food waste exists, we will proliferate and grow.
The green thing slowly began to emerge from the sewer drain.
My prime mass is steadily expanding, devouring the trash strewn about the city. Eventually we shall engulf all of Shibuya, enveloping it in death and decay.
Big Joe and Flaps drew in closer to Mean Clean. He spread his arms wide to shield them. Colorless blood dribbled from his hastily bandaged injury. I can't laugh in this voice. The rotten thing laughed.
You think you can fight me in your condition? You can barely stand.
The thing was right. Once he had lost all of his water, Mean Clean would die. If he tried to fight this monstrosity now, he would never survive.
You three will make a tasty snack. Time to die!
And with that, the green thing rushed toward Mean Clean and his friends.
Oh!
Flaps shrieked. Suddenly, with a sound like a watermelon splitting, the green mass disintegrated into tiny bits. In the blink of an eye, the bits had all dispersed into the air.
Whoa!
Big Joe blurted.
What the heck just happened?
His voice was trembling. He looked around in bewilderment.
Juice, is that you?
Mean Clean called out. Oh my god. Are you serious, AJ? Well, that's really way too nice of you. I'm not that good. On the roof of the building across the way, something glimmered in the afternoon light. They saw a bottle body, clad in a trench coat. Thick eyebrows jutted above a pair of sunglasses. Mean Clean knew the figure well. Long ago he had aided in the fight against the vegetable cult.
Juice Malone, the legendary sniper.
Juice's sunglasses flashed in the light once more, and he whirled around and vanished from sight.
Old man!
Mean Clean and the others rushed over to Hooch's fallen form on the pavement.
Hey, hang in there.
Mean Clean, is that you?
Hooch's voice was dry and raspy.
I'm done for.
Don't say that.
It's all right. I know my body better than anyone.
They gazed at him solemnly. It was remarkable that he had lived this long, given his grievous injuries.
Mean Clean, there is something I need to tell you.
Hooch struggled to get the words out. Mean Clean nodded.
I've been wondering what you were gonna say earlier.
Hooch nodded weakly.
Oh, now listen well. Mean Clean, you.
Mean Clean held his breath.
There's a hole in your stomach,
Yeah, I know.
which means there's a hole in your stomach.
I know that. And?
No, I just mean what I'm trying to say is you have a hole in your stomach.
For fuck's sake! A long silence fell. Hooch quietly breathed his last. In the aftermath of Hooch's passing, Mean Clean and the other side, they had to take action. If the prime mass of the green monstrosity was growing by eating trash around the city, they just have to gather up as much trash as possible. That should halt things' growth, reducing the threat it posed to everyone. They would need a safe place to dispose of the trash once they collected it. They didn't have time to think that far ahead right now. At the moment, they just needed to pick up as much trash as they could. Yoyoki, Harajuku, Ebisu, Daikanyama, Shoto. Then, in the midst of their trash collecting expedition, Big Joe suddenly halted in his tracks.
Dude, this place is a cafe, right?
He cried out in excitement, staring at a nearby building. I have no idea, AJ. This has gone completely off the rails.
There's something I always wanted to do at a cafe.
What do you want about now?
What do you want about no?
Flaps let out a weary sigh.
I don't think this is really the time.
Oh, shut up, you. I'm talking to my dude here.
Big Joe turned to Mean Clean, his eyes gleaming.
Come on, dude, please. Just 5. No, 3 minutes. That's all I need.
Mean Clean shrugged.
Knock yourself out.
Once inside the cafe, Big Joe took a deep breath. He couldn't quite hide his nerves. He looked over at a waitress busily bustling about.
Excuse me, 1 coffee, please.
Big Joe grinned at the others.
I've always wanted to try coffee that wasn't from a can.
The three waited patiently, but nobody brought Joe's coffee.
They sure about taking their sweet time.
Mean Clean grumbled.
Yeah, this has been taking far too long.
Flap said.
Maybe she didn't hear your order.
He peered at the waitress dubiously.
Guess you don't have much choice.
Said Mean Clean.
Have to make do with that, Big Joe.
Huh?
Mean Clean pointed to a pair of coffee cups that had been set on a nearby table. A middle-aged man in glasses sat there. He was scowling, probably in a nasty mood. The other seat was empty. It looked like whoever had been sitting there had stepped away for now. The man was engrossed with his laptop, so Big Joe seized the opportunity, hopping up on the table and bringing one of the cups to his lips. A bitter, dry taste filled his mouth. The flavor was nothing at all like that of canned coffee. He drained the cup in a single gulp and scampered back down from the table.
How was it?
Mean Clean asked. Big Joe had a distant look in his eyes.
So that's what real coffee tastes like?
He said. Just then, a woman returned to the empty seat, staring in consternation at her cup. Dad, did you drink my coffee?
Huh? Of course not.
Well, then why is my cup empty?
What?
The middle-aged man looked stunned. Honestly, first you used my cell phone without asking. Now you're drinking my coffee. What are you trying to pull, Dad?
Hey, hold on. Yes, I used your phone, but I did not drink your coffee.
As the two launched into an argument, Mean Clean and his friends hurried out of the cafe. The trio split up in order to gather litter from all across Shibuya. Garbage was lying all over the place. There wasn't much need to search. Half-eaten slices of bread, half-drunk bottles of juice, banana peels, apple cores, cup noodles, hamburgers, ice cream, gum, candy wrappers, fried chicken, fish modes. Everywhere they looked, there was enough to fill a trash bag in the blink of an eye. There seemed to be no end to it. Increasingly disheartened, Mean Clean, Big Joe, and Flaps continued their desperate mission. Mean Clean was steadily losing water, but he couldn't let himself worry about that now. They had to stop the evil green thing. They had to do whatever it took to keep its prime mass from growing. Deep in the very core of his being, Mean Clean knew this to be true. Pooch was dead. Mean Clean was close to death himself. Something deep in the sadness or anger drove him forward. Back when he battled the vegetable cult, Mean Clean had what you could call a sense of justice. Once the fighting was finished, the state of Shibuya had left him feeling empty. After that, there had been nothing but a dark hole in Mean Clean's heart. Now he finally felt like he might be able to fill that hole. No, he had to fill it. He didn't want to ever feel that emptiness again. Center Guy, Spanish Hill, Fire Street, the Moyai statue, Hachiko, Meiji Dori. Plenty of cigarette butts and spat out wads of gum lined the shoulder of the road.
Yeah, this is just plain filthy.
Mean Clean and the others continued their trash collection. Alright, let's move on to the final act in this insane story that I cannot believe is part of this game. Oh my god. Archie's Path 1705, okay. Okay. We just have to look for some new blue text and then we get the final jump. It's some new blue text, yep. Here's the actual plot of this story. Oh my god. I can't believe the amount of absolutely insane, wacky, terrifying, and frustrating side content that is in this game. Like, I don't think they've missed a genre. Alright, let's see. I wish they wouldn't hide the blue text so far into the thing. Alright, let's see. Damn, this is really just... Come on, get to it already. My god, I have no idea where it's gonna be. Finally! Specifically, the shoulder of the road that runs along the other side of the traffic portion of the roadway. A place where trash tossed out the windows and moving cars seem to accumulate. This is the final part of the Mean Clean story. Tossing cigarette butts and empty cans out on the street potentially hurt people. And it definitely makes a mess. Please don't litter. I'll just make Mean Clean angry. They had to gather up trash before the malevolent prime mask could get to it. Well, AJ, I will tell you that Umineko is probably my favorite story ever of all time. And I loved it so much that I'm probably going to do a second Let's Play of it. And, oh, hello, Wycliffe, welcome to the stream. And yeah, I really liked Ever 17 too. Oh, and thank you, Wycliffe Head. Remember 11 should be the game after this, which is the sequel to Ever 17. But yeah, AJ, if you're looking for a game that I truly loved, then Umineko. Absolutely. An unforgettable experience. waved down the section of Meijidori that ran along the Shibuya River, picking up garbage as he went. Plenty of cigarette butts and spat out wads of gum lined the shoulder of the road.
First things first. I'm gonna punch him right in the face. Then we can have ourselves a chat.
Oh yeah, AJ. Mean Clean knew that voice well. Oh, that was Achi saying that. There's an Achi jump. Do we have to take that Achi jump or? It was Achi, the girl called Hitomi, was right by his side. They was with some tall foreigner with sunglasses.
Don't let your emotions get out of control. Your father might be one of the key players in this case.
You should play it from the Umineko All of It playlist. That one, AJ. The man with the sunglasses spoke with cool authority. Achi gave him a steely-eyed glare. The situation looked pretty tense. Mean Clean called out to Achi as he headed on his way.
I'm not sure what's going on, but hang in there, buddy. You and me both.
By now, half hour had passed since the friends had started picking up trash. Somehow they managed to gather up all the trash around the city. Together they'd amassed a veritable mountain of garbage bags.
That's it. No more trash.
Mean Clean said. He didn't look happy, though. Neither did Big Joe and Flaps.
But that can't be,
Flaps murmured.
This is odd. Too odd.
Big Joe clenched his hand into a fist. He was right. It was odd. They'd gathered a tremendous amount of trash, but it's still clearly not enough. There's simply no way that this could be all the trash in Shibuya. Mean Clean knew that painfully well from what he'd seen of the city with Achi every day. Yes, AJ, yes. Were people becoming more mannerly and littering less than they used to? Had Achi's daily cleanup efforts actually borne fruit? An all too optimistic fantasy, but it was a nice thought. There was one possible conclusion. They were too late. Everything they'd done had been in vain. Flaps was unable to hide his fear of the threat that this implied. All Big Joe could do was sigh.
We're just gonna have to do it.
Mean Clean said.
Do it. Do what?
Big Joe sounded almost too worried to ask.
Isn't it obvious? We go and find that prime mass thing and we take it out.
But that thing we met earlier just said it would keep coming back. Doesn't even matter what we're trying to do. There's no point to it.
Mean Clean smacked Big Joe upside the head.
You dolt. You're gonna give up before you even try?
That...
No buts. Besides, I don't see you come up with any better plan.
Big Joe sulked and turned away.
Plan or no plan, I always want to fight an opponent that won't even show itself.
Flaps asked. The jukebox had a point. Mean Clean wasn't sure what to say to that. The enemy was in hiding, and they couldn't fight what they couldn't see. Mean Clean was getting more and more riled up with no target for his fury.
God, this is just a waste of all anger energy.
He railed.
There's no point to it now when there's nothing I can do with it.
He stamped on the ground in a huff. Here we go. Here's the boss. And then the ground began to shake. Heap of trash began to collapse before their eyes. Several dozen green feelers thrust up from underground. The ground split open, and the bags of trash vanished into the earth. Silence. The place where the trash had been lay empty, as if nothing had ever been there in the first place. The trio had no words. Then a booming thunderclap split the blue sky above them. A massive black shadow loomed overhead.
Whoa, is that thing for real?
Big Joe stared up at the sky in horror. Oh my god! Metabon, the junk colony! The monstrosity drifted between the buildings. It was huge, too huge. As they watched, it slurped up the green mass from underground. Sorry. Continuing to grow, seemed to be no limit to its size.
I'll handle this, dude.
Big Joe told Mean Clean. He adopted a fighting stance.
Flaps, take him and get out of here. No, I can't let you do this. That thing may be big, but it's all soft and squishy. Don't worry, I made it metal.
Big Joe leaped high into the air, launching himself at the monstrosity. The instant he impacted the mass, he was sucked right in, yep. There was a metallic as his body was crushed.
Big Joe!
Mean Clean and Flaps soared up into the air. They can fly, apparently, weaving to avoid the monstrosity's extended tendrils. Now they were at eye level with the thing. It seemed even bigger than before. This was not an opponent they could fight by recklessly rushing it headlong.
Ugh.
Mean Clean sighed, screamed in agony. There was almost no water left inside him. He had barely any strength in his arms, and his mind was foggy. At this rate, there was nothing he could do to stop himself from being devoured like Big Joe and Hooch. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Alright, let's light this thing up.
Flaps cried. In his hands was a cigarette lighter, the flame already lit.
I picked this up while we were gathering trash.
He said,
If this monster's made out of food scraps and methane gas, if we got a flame near it, it should explode.
Flaps was already charging to the beast, the lighter held out in front of him. Oh my god!
Die, you son of a bitch!
Flips, don't do it.
Mean Clean hurried to stop him.
Don't get any closer to that thing.
Flaps hesitated in midair, looking back at Mean Clean with a frown.
But this is the only way. This thing already took down Hooch and Big Joe. And look at the condition you're in. What else can we possibly do?
But this is exactly what it wants.
Flap's eyes went wide.
Huh?
I finally understand what it meant. Eventually, we shall engulf the entire city, enveloping it in death and decay. Remember that?
Mean Clean looked down at the city below, at the houses and office buildings, at the passers-by and vehicles coming and going.
It wants to slurp up tons of trash, inflate itself to giant size, and then cause a massive explosion. Once that happens, the city will be a disaster. That's what it meant by enveloping everything in death and decay.
No!
Trust me, put out the light. Can't risk blowing up the city.
Flaps paused in thought for a few moments, then took his finger off the button on the lighter. With a sudden whoosh, One of the creature's long tendrils darted out and snatched him up.
Mean clean.
Ooh, the juice box struggled to croak the words out. A moment later, he was absorbed to the slimy green tentacle. Mean Clean clenched his teeth and rushed toward the monster. Rage filled him. His body moved of its own accord. He unleashed a flurry of punches and kicks. The creature easily batted them aside. He felt certain that if he tried to grab hold of a tendril, he'd immediately be engulfed within a squishy mass. It seemed to be toying with him as a cat toys with a mouse. Mean Clean retreated a short distance and squared off with the monstrosity once more. It was a hopeless fight. No matter how many times he attacked the thing, his strikes had no effect. The thing was going to kill him. It was only a matter of time. Wasn't there anything he could do? As he teetered on the brink of consciousness, Mean Clean's mind raced. The creature slowly stretched his tendrils toward him, heralding his end. A sudden gunshot split the air. The monstrosity froze in its tracks.
Juice!
On the roof of the building below, Mean Clean spotted Juice Malone, down on one knee, sniper rifle at the ready. Juice fired off 3 shots in rapid succession. All 3 struck the monstrosity right between the eyes, mere millimeters apart. Mean Clean felt a brief ray of hope, but it turned quickly to despair. The creature calmly brought a tendril up to its face and scratched itself between its oozing eyebrows. The bullets had been no more than mosquito bites to the thing. The monstrosity fixed its gaze on Juice, and its huge maw bent into an unnerving grin. It extended one of its finger tendrils and gave the end a sharp flick, sending the bulbous tip flying toward him. Then it quickly launched 3 more blobs, gleefully mimicking Juice's attack. Juice readied his weapon again and fired at the incoming projectiles, but the bullets vanished into the slime to no effect.
Juice!
One of the green globules struck Juice dead on, and the faint sound of shattering glass tinkled through the air. The monstrosity chortled malevolently, then lashed out with its tendrils.
Ugh!
A direct hit. Mean Clean was sent hurling into a gap between 2 buildings. Oh my god. Now we're getting into some freaking Toho shit here. A breaker space between 2 things. We are born in these gaps. We live our lives in them, and our lives fluctuate because of them. Gaps between ideals and reality. Gaps between good and evil. Gaps between hope and despair. Gaps between logic and instinct. Gaps between love and hate. Gaps between truth and lies. Gaps between the past and the future. Gaps between light and darkness. Gaps between order and chaos. Gaps between oneself and others. Gaps between dreams and reality. Gaps between life and death. Gaps between coincidence and the inevitable. Damn it, I can't even do the Beatrice voice well enough in this freaking cold.
Damn it!
Mustering the last of his strength, he launched himself back into the air. Another tentacle strike was already coming his way. The creature had anticipated his return.
Oh crap.
Mean Clean thought, but it was too late to avoid the blow.
Ah!
The monster's mighty swat slammed him to the ground. He needs some kind of Super Saiyan power up here. The bandage on his belly came loose, and the remaining water inside him began to dribble out. Soon he would lose the last of it. Fighting breeds hatred, and hatred only breeds more fighting. I'm not someone who's used to incurring the enmity of others. What are you doing, Sachio? Go! Who is Sachio? What's the matter? Come at me! Come on, hurry up and die already. As his mind grew ever more hazy, Mean Clean heard a series of strange voices. Oh, I see. Lines of dialogue from Au revoir, a performance by the theater troupe The Wandering Angels. Right now the protagonist Ryu is facing off against multiple assassins in the initial sword fighting scene.
Where am I? What is this place?
Theater Ace, located in Sakuragaoka. Assassin with an Edo accent #1, played by Yukio Tezuka, was supposed to be cut down by one stroke of Ryu's blade. But since said assassin continued to writhe about on the ground after he was struck, Ryu had no choice but to continue slashing away at him. The line, "Come on, hurry up and die already," was spoken by the actor who plays Ryu, complaining once he was on backstage. A wave of chill mist to watch over him. Carbon dioxide from the dry ice machine set up backstage. The machine is broken and continues to produce and spit out more and more dry ice. What was he doing here? He couldn't die in a place like this. Go! Spurred on by the voices, Mean Clean got to his feet.
Not yet. I'm not dying like this. I am not dying like this.
Oh wow! He got frozen ice! Oh my god, he got a power up! He's freaking ice water now. Mean Clean wobbled his way back up to the air. He was battered from head to toe. The odds were overwhelmingly against him. Yet a hint of a smile came to his face.
I will do this. Just you wait and see.
The wave of cold from earlier had caused clumps of whitish ice to solidify inside of him.
Face me.
He called out to the green monstrosity.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
The creature let out a roar and moved to attack. Foul tentacles lashed at Mean Clean from every side. He chose one of them and launched himself boldly toward it.
Rah!
The violent impact knocked him senseless and sent him sailing in the direction of Shibuya Station. The monstrosity hovered above the city, basking in the light of victory. Now no one was left to stop it from turning Shibuya into a wasteland. It spotted some power lines and reached out a feeler toward them. It was ready to blow itself up. Shorting out the lines would send up a shower of sparks. It would take one of those sparks for the creature to turn Shibuya into a blasted ruin. Slowly, the monstrosity extended its tendril. Its fingertips had mere centimeters further to go. Alright, it got more water! As the dirty waters of the Shibuya River were split in two and something came rocketing up from within.
This ain't over yet.
It was Mean Clean. River water filled into the brim. He surged with vitality. He pointed sharply at the monstrosity.
You didn't realize what I was doing, did you? I wanted you to knock me into the river.
The creature glared at him balefully. He pulled back the tendril that was reaching for the power lines and swung it like a whip at Mean Clean.
Juice!
Mean Clean shouted as he nimbly dodged the attack.
Juice, if you're still alive, answer me.
Almost at once, a gunshot rang out. He's still alive! Juice was down there on the rooftop below. Green ooze had consumed part of him. He somehow managed to cling to life.
Shoot!
Mean Clean shouted.
Shoot me!
Oh my god. Juice raised an uncomprehending eyebrow.
Do it. Shoot me. It's the only way.
He's gonna freeze him. Juice hesitated for a moment, then lined up Mean Clean in his crosshairs. The bullet punctured Mean Clean's body.
More. Show me more.
He strained and stiffened in order to keep the bullet locked in place inside him.
Shoot. Shoot me, Juice! Ah.
He winced with pain as several more bullets struck him in the belly and back. It took all of his might to keep them from blasting right through him.
All right. Preparation's complete.
Mean Clean lunged for the monstrosity. The monstrosity bellowed, its toothy maw yawning wide.
Ja!
Mean Clean sailed right into the thing's open mouth and was swallowed whole. A moment later, the monstrosity ruptured open with a stupendous sound. Its scattered remains dissolved into mist and then vanished into the air. There hadn't been an explosion. Its inside had simply swollen and expanded until they couldn't be contained. Big Joe and Flap stumbled to the ground. They're still alive.
Huh?
Are we?
Are we still alive?
The two looked around in bewilderment, trying to process what had happened. Then Mean Clean clattered down beside them.
Mean Clean.
Big Joe and Flaps rushed to his side. Half of his body was gone. A crack zigzagged across what was left of him. Flaps gently set a hand against Mean Clean's body.
He's so cold.
He's dying.
Big Joe's mouth hung open aghast.
Hey, no. Don't go holding a funeral for me just yet.
Mean Clean's voice was little more than a whisper. He couldn't even muster his usual triumphant grin. He had to struggle just to keep breathing.
I kicked that thing's ass.
Mean Clean looked up into the sky. Big Joe and Flaps followed his gaze. There was nothing there but the bright blue sky. The blue sky of a lovely spring day.
That was amazing.
Big Joe said between sobs.
I knew you could do it, Mean Clean.
But how?
Flaps asked, wiping at the tears in his eyes.
Dry ice.
Yep.
Dry ice?
Yeah. I saw something on the news once. About an accident caused by a plastic bottle bursting after it was full of dry ice and water. Decided to put that to practical use.
Wow, I get it.
Flaps said.
Now that you mention it, when dry ice sublimates, it expands to a volume over 700 times its solid size. Mean Clean, you could hold up enough dry ice to expand to a volume of over 350 liters.
Flaps nodded in understanding, still crying.
And then when you had juice shoot you, you kept the compressed gas inside your body and let all the bullets blast out from inside you all at once.
That's amazing, dude. Like also way too reckless.
Said Big Joe.
Yeah, I guess. Desperate measures for a desperate situation. Don't try this at home, kids.
There was a distant look in Mean Clean's eyes.
Big Joe, Flaps, please toss me in the bin.
Big Joe and Flaps exchanged glances.
Reusable waste,
Said Flaps solemnly.
you got it.
Thanks.
Big Joe picked up Mean Clean and walked him over to the trash bin.
So long, Jude. I'll send you on your way.
Wait,
Mean Clean weakly held up a hand.
you haven't taken my cap off. Always take the cap off a plastic bottle before throwing it away.
Oh my god.
Everyone knows that.
But dude,
Both Big Joe and Flaps had already realized if the cap were removed, the fine cracks running through Mean Clean's bottle body would break it apart completely. That cap was the only thing keeping their friend together.
Don't be ridiculous. No matter how many times I die, I'll keep coming back. I'm not your run-of-the-mill plastic bottle.
Mean Clean fixed Big Joe and Flaps with an earnest stare. I had no idea, AJ.
As long as this city isn't clean, monsters like that when we fall will keep turning up. Until I return, you guys are gonna have to make do somehow. Got it?
we got it, Jude.
Big Joe said. Then gently he unscrewed Mean Clean's cap. I'm fine, anyway, don't worry. I'm almost done with the game. A moment passed, then Mean Clean's body burst into pieces. Shards of plastic glittered in the air like diamond dust. They were caught up by a gentle breeze, and Mean Clean was gone.
Goodbye, Jude. You were the cleanest.
Orange-colored tears stained Flaps' cheeks.
No,
Big Joe's face hardened.
this isn't goodbye. It's until we meet again.
He clutched the bottle cap tightly in his hand. He squeezed it again. And again, in the hopes that his wishes might be heard. Hello, T. Welcome to the stream. There is another face to this city. When you casually gaze at the sights, amidst all the normal everyday things, there are stories that nobody has told. Now some of them have been heard at last. Today has been a day for many stories, which I hope will live on in someone's heart. Until the day we meet again. Hechimarl. Who is Hechimarl? Oh my god, this has its own credits. That's crazy. Oh wow, outtakes.
ここの所長、ここのビルのこの所長はだとすごいですね。
Oh wow. This is so cool that we get outtakes like this. Oh my god! No, they're not the same credits. These are, we did not have these outtakes in the old credits.
バッチリです。
Came out in 2009. AJ.
今から対決です。
That's weird about trademark laws. I mean, he's in the game. Gee. I don't understand that at all.
You want me to be funny for the camera, do you now? I love to be funny for the camera.
Wow, that was a really nice thing to see. Oh god, my freaking it's still going, the separate credits for Canaan and everything. I will say, as my voice is barely holding together, I really did enjoy this game. There were some very frustrating parts that really didn't have to be as frustrating as they were. And I wish it had more of an epilogue to things, but overall I really did enjoy it. This was really fun. So many genres of stories in this. I think that just an incredibly unique experience. As my voice is barely holding together. Believe it or not, we still have 2 minor stories left to go in this. And like some really obscure hidden shit, like, but that should be it. I can't believe it, but we do.
5時間分です。60日の長旅もラストカットになりました。本当にラストカット？本当ですかね。また呼び出されちゃった。渋谷集合。そういう疑いの目で。
Executive producer Jiro Ishii. See you again. Oh wow, Mystery Theater. I had no idea. That makes a lot of sense. If it was supposed to be a trilogy, it was canceled due to low sales. Well, that's a shame. Golden bookmark. Look at that. The anime probably resolves some of that. Just that's exactly what happened with Professor Layton. Like they had it resolved in an anime. The one with about his daughter. Mean clean door added to bonus content. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is mean clean door? Move arrow keys, jump is enter. Let's see what this is. Is this Hotel Mario? This is Hotel Mario, isn't it? What the fuck am I supposed to be doing? Oh my god. Oh god, I see what you're... Okay. Okay, I see. And it's only like one stage long, I see. Oh my god, okay. Believe it or not, we have a... We have some more things to check out. I don't know how that's possible, but we do. Does Mean Clean even show up here? No, he doesn't. Okay. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the conspiracy thing. I'm just trying to find the guide correctly because, on the internet here, because okay. Damn it, everything I see does not account for the PC version. It keeps saying to rotate the analog stick slowly, but there is no fucking analog stick on the thing. I have no idea what to do on the PC version. Yeah, I'm Minorikawa at 1735. It's this complete bullshit right here. And it was B, right? Yeah.
Takahashi!
Okay, so it says eventually I'm supposed to see subtitles here. I need a little more what? Oh. It does, it goes twice through? Okay, this is the right one. Nakamura. I tried doing the thing, but it just... Let me go back and try it again. Okay. It won't let me turn things around. I don't understand what I'm supposed to turn things around with. God damn it, I have to look this up. Specific to the PC version, because I have no idea what they're asking you to do. God. I have no idea what to do. I thought this game doesn't have mouse support though.
ますか？急いでコントローラーをグリグリしてください。
Yeah, the mouse wheel doesn't do jack shit.
もしもし、もしもし。
Wait, what do you mean up and down continuously? What, like... I don't get that. Like, does it mean go up and then go down, or just keep scrolling in one way? Finally. Okay. Here we go. Okay. You'll have to forgive me. This is the only way I can keep them from watching. They are wary of me. It's not as easy as it used to be to sneak a message into a game. That's why I've used this transmission program to send my message to you. Surely they won't notice this. My name is Koichi Nakamura, chairman of Spike Chunsoft. I've given publicity interviews for a new game, so perhaps you are familiar with my face. But the Koichi Nakamura that you have seen is not actually me. He is one of them, a skillful impersonator who has taken my place. Yet it seems my captors are fickle masters. My only form of entertainment in this room is the TV. And just the other day I saw my other self on the screen. And he looks subtly different than the one I've seen before. The original Koichi Nakamura, who replaced me, seems to have been nothing more than a disposable pawn to them as well. I've been locked up in this tiny room for a long time. Telling the world about my captivity seemed impossible, and I had long since given up. But now a chance has suddenly come my way. The other day, the fake me came to my prison room with a request. He told me to remake my old game, Door Door. It's so God, so that a version could be included in this game. He told me that I had 1 hour. I tried to tell him this was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He just said, "I'll be back in 1 hour," and departed. I'm sure he intended to torture me mercilessly if I didn't meet my deadline. I had no choice. I had to do it. I dragged a dusty PC from the corner of the room and started coding as hard as I could. Half hour later, I had managed to finish. I gave the code a test play. I had managed to reproduce all the fine details, but it worked, so that was good. Still, not having played Door Door in so long, I forgot how difficult it could be. I spent about 20 minutes struggling with it, and then I got an idea. I could hide my messages in the code of this program. If all I did was hide it, though, they were certain to find it. In order to keep them from spotting it, I decided to include this transmission program. This should protect my secret. Just now I received a signal from your gaming device. I am writing this message in reply. Quite frankly, I didn't expect to succeed. But I did. My fingertips are trembling with anticipation. These transmissions are my only means of contacting the outside world. I'm begging you, please, if you can, keep this game close at hand at all times. And every so often, boot the game up and check to make sure my messages are still alive. A day will come when I am able to reveal their plan. I'm guessing that's what true conspiracy is. But until that day comes, please, don't let this game out of your possession. And my deepest thanks for playing. Koichi Nakamura. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, okay, that was really short. Now we have one more thing to do. It's, oh my god, it's inside the last mean clean. I can't believe that. Okay, let's get to... There we go. I just wanted to get a save. Okay, let's go back to Achi. It's 1705. Yep, it's the jump. The last thing is inside the final mean clean section. Just checking. Part here we go. Big Joe and Flaps tumble to the ground. That's where it's set to go off on. Okay, so now we have to go through this scene and wait until it goes back to live action. Okay, this is just crazy. Like, how would anyone ever get this? Any of these things? Is just beyond belief that anyone would ever even think like that about this hidden shit, like without being told. Like the stuff in the quiz, they tell you about it. They give you at least a vague hint. Yeah, this is hidden stuff inside hidden stuff. It says, it's when it says, now the curtain falls on a long day. We're waiting for that screen. Oh, yes, OA. I've played Zelda 1. Yeah. There's one dungeon that's literally buried under a freaking burning bush that you have to burn. Like, literally a dungeon. You know how old I am, OA. I played Zelda 1 on the original NES with my freaking dad. And jeez. Like, those games, those old NES games, like, there was no way to really know what to do without, like, Nintendo Power or strategy guides. All right. I beat it several times as a kid, Mystery Theater, but that's because we used guides. We totally used the guide. And OBS fucked up. Oh god, I hope you guys still have the stream on. Here we go, this is the screen. There we go. Let's enter right, left, up, down. All right. Yep, here we go. The final scenario of this game. The absolute final last thing. I have slipped out of the room where they keep me. And I'm currently typing on the keyboard at a programmer's desk. I think I'll be back soon, so I need to be brief. This may sound like it's all nonsense, but please bear with me. I'll leave you that he has included a message in this game, passing off as the truth. A message in which he claims to be the victim. This message can only be viewed after you play the game over and over. Yes. Upon reading it and feeling the sense of accomplishment that comes with it, you may be inclined to simply believe what it says, your sense of pride and accomplishment. Hello, apparition, welcome to the stream. But it is all lies. It is cunning traps set by Koichi Nakamura to deceive you. Do not be fooled. I got wind of his plan a long while back. It was summer, several years ago. You didn't message in a game we developed back at the time. Later, while drinking with a friend of police games, subject of the secret message came up. My friend had played the game. He had seen the message, but he said there was no phone number included. The message I saw, however, definitely included a phone number. I thought it was strange, but I was curious enough to give it a call. A man answered. He spoke in a low, hushed voice. Mr. Kitajima, he said, could you please come here right away? He asked. I headed for the designated location, which was the Shibuya ward of Tokyo. Then, as I stood along in the darkness of the side street, I was grabbed from behind, blindfolded, and abducted. I was struck on the back of the head with a blunt instrument and immediately lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was in a tiny room with no windows. 2 other people were there. Takamura Abiko and Kinuko Nasu. Writers for the game. Oh my god. They've both been kidnapped the same way, locked up, and forced to write game scenarios. Nasu had been brought in relatively recently, but it sounds like Abuko had been locked in there for over a decade. Right now, the people operating as myself, Abuko, and Nasu are not the real us, but fakes employed. OBS is not liking this. I'm telling you, OBS is being a bitch. We gotta end this fast. Sound like Abuko had been locked in there for over a decade. Right now, the people operating as myself, Abuko, and Nasu are not the real us, but fakes employed by Nakamura. The details of my imprisonment naturally began to slip into my writing. I'll cut to the chase here. It was late at night, and I come close to finishing up writing the scenario for this game. I could hear voices coming from the room next to mine. The voices of Nakamura and his underlings. I couldn't believe what I had heard. They had programmed the game to emit some kind of electromagnetic waves. I couldn't really hear that well from the game screen, but to let them know who had purchased it. If the game saw a console connected to the internet, things got even more sinister. Send a signal to them online, giving the user's name and address. I couldn't make out all the finer details, but their conversation was peppered with like abduction, brainwashing, and submission. It's good they had noticed what a nefarious plan in the works. It's really ridiculous, as is a big portion of this whole game. That's why I decided to leave this message here, to warn you that you're at risk, and the danger is getting even nearer. It wasn't easy including this message in a way that they won't find. If they do discover it, they will surely kill me. By the time you read this, I may already have left the world of the living. When I think of you, innocent gaming enthusiast who are looking to play a great game, I cannot stand idly by and do nothing. If it's been a month or more since you purchased this game, then they almost certainly know who you are. It's only a matter of time before they show up at your home. It's already too late. They want to be right there, giving an eye on you as they wait for the right moment for you to strike. Has anyone moved into your neighborhood lately? Did the clerk at the nearby convenience store get replaced by someone else? It's clearly written by Keiichi at the end of Higurashi. If you live with parents or siblings, take a good close look at their faces. It's not inconceivable that they've been swapped out by convincing fakes. You don't feel like there's someone watching over your shoulder right now, do you? Wait, if you do sense a watcher, don't just turn around. If you do, they will notice and you'll become their prey on the spot. Just act like you're enjoying the game and haven't noticed anything unusual. Maybe you don't believe me, but this is all true. The conspiracy is getting bigger. Spread throughout Japan, throughout the rest of the world. Now it's on your very doorstep. It's not the first time I included a message like this in a game. Last time I did so, several brave people took action. Perhaps that's the reason why Koichi Nakamura grows more restless every day. A little more. We need just a little more patience. At long last, we have a chance to stop their secret plan. Try to hold out if you can. Don't get caught up in their conspiracy. Don't be deceived by their schemes. The day of our victory approaches. God. Well, yep, those two things sure felt pretty goddamn pointless. Prismatic bookmark. I got the platinum trophy. Oh, God. I gotta say. You warned me, Zarvegas. You fucking warned me. It's been almost 4 hours. I already gave my full thoughts on the game. This crazy, insane game that went way off the rails. Thank you all for joining me. On Sunday, it'll be back to Rose Gun Days. And then on Tuesday, I think we might just start Remember 11, the sequel to Ever 17. So until then, I will say, So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.